Chainlink Friday, it's here. You have made it to Friday and Chainlink Friday. In this video, we're going to be looking at Chainlink. Shocker. On the daily chart, primarily, we're going to look at, the key support level that, if we keep crashing through support levels. But no, this one would be kind of the, we've talked about it maybe briefly in other videos, kind of the end all be all. You could probably see it right now. It's dead giveaway in the yellow box there. But kind of worst case scenario, if Bitcoin crashes down to like 20K, something like that, this is where I would kind of foresee Chainlink closing levels, right? Wicks, or who cares, right? We've had a wick down, way into the fives already, right? But, closing candles like the support, consolidation, kind of around this area, and I'll show you why in just a moment. We're going to look at this pattern. We're also going to look at Bitcoin just briefly, kind of touch on that, a pattern maybe playing out there. And of course, car of the day and quote of the day at the end of the video. If you make it that far, rockstar. So a fall down, a sharp fall down like this, and then this pattern playing out here. What is this? Nothing yet, nothing quite yet, really, because we only have really 2 touch points right at the top and really 2 touch points at the bottom. Really, you'd like to have 3 on one side or the other, and then you're starting to form either a bullish or a bearish consolidation. This particular pattern, because it's leaning downwards, is more of a bullish pattern, and this just simply has a higher odds of breaking to the upside. So now, like I said, we want to have one more touch point one way or the other, with obviously not closing outside of that line. If we close outside and say we close at 550, then this pattern is absolutely invalidated. If we close, to the upside, then we have, confirmed it. So we want to see a close above like 765, something like that, over the next handful of days, anything outside of that line. Now, like I said, this is just the odds and nothing, super concrete yet, because you want to have that third touch point, which we do not have yet, and we're right in the middle. So we will see. We're still safe between, just above 6 and just below, right around 750. So watch for a breakout one way or the other of that. Whichever direction we close below is likely the direction we will continue for the, foreseeable future. So if we come down here, right, looking at this level around the 5 to 450 level, why is that? Is that random? No. Let's look back in history. Let's look at 2019. We had our super blow up right to that, right? That was our high, our local top, our all-time high at the time. We consolidated, nice little bull pattern, hit it again, double top here, send it back to hell. And then the previous, breakout level right here. Let me zoom in here a little bit, just trying to give you the big picture. But you can see that's what kind of where we hit it. That's the, right, there's a first time way back here, second time, third time, fourth time right here, consolidate again, and then a breakout to, our new all-time highs at the 20 back in August of 2020. So this is kind of the significant kind of zone. And that is why I am naming that the zone. If Chainlink breaks down outside of this, that would kind of be where I would, consider the macro level lows. Not that you can't wick down here, right? We could have a wick just like we did, back in, mid-May there. But, closing candles, I would say, something like, consolidation before kind of moving back to the upside. Worst case scenario, right in that area. So keep an eye out one way or the other. If we break out, right, the odds are still that this breaks upwards versus downwards. But, if you're having trouble seeing that, right, and you're a little bit newer, right, sometimes a lot of people like to see the inverted chart, right, and it's a little bit easier to see, right, see the upwards trend, and then you start to slope up, and then this has the odds of breaking down. But since it's inverted, right, inverted chart, if you want to do that on your trading view, just hit Alt on your keyboard, hold Alt, and then hit I. You can do that. So there you go. Now let's look at one more indicator for Chainlink that is useful. We talked about in our Bitcoin video yesterday. So add this to, it's free. Just type in ADX and DI on your indicators, and you get this for yourself. This line, so the ADX, if you're new, the ADX is in the orange, average directional index. The DI is the green and the red. It's the negative in the red, the positive in the green. So whoever's on top is in charge, and this is the strength of that trend. So what is this line right here? Well, I took a question in our Patreon group. If you'd like to join, that's right below. Yesterday on what do these numbers mean out here, right? So anything above 25 is now not, it has nothing to do with the DI, right? Not the red and the green, the orange only. That's the ADX, average directional index. That's the strength, and until it's above 25, it's basically meaningless. So you're just basically doing nothing to nothing, unless you're above 25. So add your alert there, and if you want to add your alert, you right click, add alert, right, and then you can just type in 25, and then anytime their ADX crosses 25, it will pop up and say whatever coin you're looking at, Chainlink, Bitcoin. You can even do it on the total market cap. You can do it on the DXY. You can do it on anything and track it. So when your ADX has crossed 25, that whoever's on top, right, the bulls or the bears, right, bulls in green, bears in red, that should be obvious, right? That is whoever's in charge at that point when your ADX crosses whatever level. That's the strength of the trend. At 25, it's a strong trend. Above 40, it's a very strong trend. So as you can see here, since Chainlink, right, every coin will be slightly different. Most alts are relatively the same. So this is a great tool to use on Bitcoin, obviously, or the total market cap. Go to total, just type in total, TOTAL if you're new. You get all of crypto, right, and track that. And then when you get a bullish cross, right, this is what you want to see. This is on the daily, right? The weekly is really good, really significant, right? So now we're approaching 25, right, with the bears in charge, right? So this is not so good, all right? But this can change, week over week, day over day. But you can see we had a bearish cross back in January 17th, but guess what? The ADX was low, so it didn't really matter at all, right? Not until we're above 20 where you start to get a little bit of a sign in 25, which we're not quite there yet, but we are knocking on the door, right? So if we want to see some higher prices, we need this to kind of start curving back down and the bears to, follow suit. And we need the bulls to wake up a little bit. But so use this on several different coins, just a kind of tip of the day there. Crypto Fear and Greed Index. We haven't covered this in a while, but should be significant right now because we're at 10. 10 historically. I mean, since this has been started, right? We're on the max time frame here, right? Going back to 2018, right? 10 is pretty low. So what does that mean? Doesn't mean you can't go lower, right? The lowest we've ever been is 5 ever in history, but that usually comes after being up in greed or neutral for a prolonged period of time, right? As you see back in here. When you're down in these little pockets, right? See these like little pockets. Usually you're not going to have a significant move to the downside, right? Usually, right? Never happened before since 2018. So keep that in mind. Looking at Link and Bitcoin, right? Let's flip over to Bitcoin real quick and do a kind of an update here. We talked about this yesterday. Bitcoin. So we're doing another update on Monday for Bitcoin's video. But we kind of see a broadening bottom pattern trying to play out again with the 2 touch points at the top. I'd like to see a third somewhere, but you do have several at the bottom here. So maybe we see this play out. And what does that mean? Well, I'm glad you asked. Let me see if I deleted it. No, maybe I got it right here. There we go. Broadening bottom pattern. So these have the odds of breaking to the upside. You can see the top line going up, bottom line going down, right? So, and your price actions you're making higher highs, you're making lower lows. And then, once we break out, you have your measured move there that you can get to the upside. So, rewatch this video if you need to. If this starts to play out on Bitcoin, right, we'd like to see a breakout here over the next, week or so. If we go down, we can go down as low as like 28.3. If we close outside of 28.3, if we close, not a wick, but a daily close on Bitcoin under 28.3, this pattern would be invalidated. Okay, so keep that in mind moving forward. But saying that we're going to go to 20,000 in the next 48 hours while being at peak fear of 10 is unlikely, right? Not impossible. Nothing's impossible, but extreme fear, dark red, with Bitcoin already near pretty much local lows here. Unlikely that we get something like this, right? Usually you have to have some kind of a rally and some kind of a hope before you completely get shut down and waterboarded again, okay? So just throwing that out there for you. Let's get right to the quote of the day. A friend is one who knows you and loves you just the same. What's that like? Anybody have that? I'm just kidding. All right, car of the day. Acura NSX. Pretty nice. Great looking car. It's just the most overpriced for the horsepower. I think it's the slowest car for the money, actually. If anybody's got a higher price car that's slower, I'll wait because I don't think it's out there. I think this is the slowest car for the money. Although very good looking, it's just, I feel like there's like some tuned Civics that could probably take it. All right, so I'm gonna throw it out there. I love the looks of it. It's just I have to have some speed. All right, that's it. I hope you're having a great Friday. Try to keep it a little bit shorter for you. I know your attention span's terrible, so there's Bitcoin, right? You had the breakdown of the parallel channel, right? And then hopefully this plays out, but we'll see. Come Monday, tune in for Monday's special. Otherwise, go put your ADX on, and have a great weekend. I'll see you real soon. If you want more content, join us on Telegram. Love to see you there. Be there or be square, as the people definitely over 30 say.